Hey. I see Samantha in the studio, but I don't see her camera on. But hey, everybody. We'll let her get situated before we bring her
Hello,
in.
hello.
Hey, y'all. It's Friday.
Hey!
Everybody. How
Woo,
y'all
woo, woo,
doing?
woo. Yay,
Good.
Friday.
Feel good Friday.
Yes.
Everybody, for those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Jessie Lynn. I am a triangle realtor with A to Z Realty. We are the Home Buyers Clubhouse. Every Wednesday, every Friday, we are dropping a live on Wednesdays. We're talking inspiration and motivation. On Fridays, we always drop something educational. There goes Samantha. Her camera is on. Erica, introduce yourself, honey.
Yes, my name is Erica Batts. I am a mortgage lender with New American Funding.
Samantha.
Hi, I'm Samantha Harding. I'm currently with Mortgage Solution Financials.
Awesome. Takia.
Hi, I am Takia Ward with Keller Williams in Maryland, D.C. area.
All right, y'all. Today we are talking about renting versus owning. This is a subject for all of us. Hey, Sonya girl, how you doing? But yeah, we're talking about renting versus owning. Who that with the feedback? So am I that loud? I mean, good gracious. Anyway, we're talking about renting versus owning. So yeah, we have a lot of buyers that's always asking us the benefits of owning, the benefits of they want to own a home, they don't know where to start. So we're going to talk about it today. Should you own a home or should you rent a home? All right, so yes, Sonya, we are having a blessed day, honey. We hope you are as well. All right, y'all. So let's get started. Some of the benefits of owning a home. We always talk about this all the time. We always talk about equity. But before I kind of go into that, I want you guys to kind of see a chart that Jenny Mae provided that shows how much you pay your rent versus overtime. Okay. All right. So if you look at the chart, the first year you may pay $800 in rent, right? If you buy a home for about $110,000, you may pay $1,000 in mortgage. I've seen less, but we just using these numbers. So you may pay $1,000 in a mortgage, which okay, cool. You're paying $200 less in rent. But as you can see over time, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, your rent kind of goes up over time. So all of that money that's kind of going up, you could be saving that towards your interest, and you could also have tax benefits. So that's one of the pros of renting versus owning. Anybody want to come in and kind of tell me what y'all kind of getting out of this, or y'all good?
I just want to talk about a little bit about the differences, kind of what you can get, because like right here you've talked about the actual rent payment, the actual mortgage payment. The average price in Wake County, rent has gone up on average of 18% over the last 12 months. So your mortgage payment is usually stable. The same thing that you paid 10 years ago, is generally going to be the same thing that you're going to pay now once you have a mortgage. But if you're talking about 18%, for most of us, we're not getting an 18% raise every year. So, your money buys less and less each year.
Exactly. So let's talk about some of the pros and the cons of renting versus owning. First thing is build equity. So equity is like an invisible piggy bank. We talk about this a lot. We talk about refinancing and all of that. Okay, you're building equity. You're putting money in this piggy bank. You can refinance. You can take that money out later on. You can fix your house. You can put that money in your pocket. You can start a business. You can do whatever, but you're not getting that with renting. Okay. But when you're renting, it's more flexibility. I don't know what that means, but that's what it says. Do anybody know what that means?
I would say what I think that they're referring to is that after your lease is up, you can move and go somewhere else. You're not stuck at the same location. You're not worried about planting roots somewhere. So someone who's not ready to settle down planting roots, then they're saying it's more flexible to rent.
Boom. Yes, Samantha, or are you talking to somebody in the background?
No, I'm not talking to anyone in the background. I beg to when they say flexibility, like they act like a house is a ball and chain or something, like lack of flexibility. I don't think houses should be considered like that.
True. You can sell anytime. if you
Sell
wanted
them
to.
again. Sell them anytime.
But
Yeah, that's one of the things I always said. Just like there was a for sale sign in it, when you got to it, you could put another one in there.
boom. But y'all gotta, well, we're not CPAs, but we gotta think about, after 2 years, certain time. Talk to your CPA, y'all. Talk to your CPA. But yeah, you're not locked in for 30 years. No, you're not locked. You're right, Sonya. You're not locked in for 30 years. You're definitely not. Because like they said, you can sell anytime. A lot of people think just because they owe money on a mortgage that they don't own that home. That's your house. And any equity you've built in that year or 2 years, that you would get that in your pocket whenever you decide to sell your home.
Right.
All right. Somebody get the next one. Let me turn my phone off.
The next
No
one
landlord.
Is, no landlord.
So if you buy a home, you don't have a landlord. But if you own a home, and we just talked about this, if you rent a home, your rent may be cheaper than your mortgage, but that's not always the case, especially in this market. The rental market is just like the mortgage market. The houses are for rent today and they're gone tomorrow. And the rates are crazy. I had a lady call me the other day. She said, "Hey, what are the rental rates in the Garner area?" I said, "It depends, on the house. It's so many things that, that matters." I said, what, how many bedrooms and what size? She said, "I think it's about 1,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, and like 1 bath." And I pulled it up. It was like $1,700 in the area. Right. That's how the rates are growing. Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I will say that I did take a look at what the average rent was in Raleigh for a 2-bedroom apartment. The average rent is about $1,477.
Oh, girl, yes. I've pulled some numbers for some property managers, some landlords or whatever, and I was amazed how much it has increased in Clayton as well. And our rates are higher. So,
and remember, that's just average. So, I don't know for those of us in the Raleigh area, they are building luxury apartments left and right, and luxury they start at $1,800.
Hey, Takia, what is it looking like up in your area, sweetie?
So in our area, it's expensive. So it's probably $2,300 for rent.
Yeah.
And so I have some people who want to rent, and they come and they're like, "Oh, I'm looking to pay. I can do $2,300 a month or $2,400," and I'm like, "Well, we can look and probably have you buy something where you're not paying that much and you're actually owning it." And they're like, "Oh, okay, let's look that route then." So yeah, our market is expensive.
Exactly. And again, y'all, so that chart that I show, again, after 6 years, after your increase goes up to about 5%, you're paying more in rent than you are owning that property. So just think about that. All that money you're dropping into that landlord's pocket, you could be putting that into your piggy bank of equity. All right. Who want to take the next one? We're on home value increase.
Well, you just said it, home value increase. So you're able to then benefit from the equity that you have, that you're building in that house. When you're buying, when you walk away from that house, then you're able to take that equity with you. Whereas when you're renting, when you walk away from that, probably the most you can hope to get is your security deposit back.
Exactly. Hope. So, somebody said something.
I said hope. That's the key word, hope. Exactly. These days is a lot of hope, because these people are not giving back as much as you put in for these rentals that you're doing. They deducting for everything.
Exactly. So one of the cons, the pros of renting a home is you have no maintenance responsibilities versus you owning a home. So yeah, you have to fix stuff up. But again, you can always save that money, refinance, or do whatever you need to do to fix your property, or have that money already saved up over time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, Samantha.
Or you can buy a brand new build that doesn't have as much maintenance. I'm not even selling new houses, but it doesn't have as much maintenance. You don't have to worry about as much stuff as if it's a little older sometimes. So you may still benefit from getting a brand new build and not having to worry as much. I'm not selling houses, y'all, but you don't have as much to worry about. New air conditioning, you just got to do a little bit of preventative maintenance. So it's not as bad as people may think.
And
Yeah.
just like you have to call a landlord to fix whatever it is, you got to call somebody, when you own a house as well. So you
Yeah.
still will make a phone call either way, but sometime if you can bank that extra money that you would have been paying in rent, or get a home warranty system, any of those kind of things, those are things that are helpful as well.
Indeed. And a home warranty can be helpful. Now, sometimes you gotta pay $89 for them to come out. But if you have a major problem, it'll save you some money in the end.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so tax deductions, same thing, you guys. Each year, each year, my mortgage company, they'll send me a sheet about the interest that I can get back on my taxes. So it's a tax deduction. Even when you close, we ain't gonna go into that. But yeah, each year you'll get this form about your interest. You can get your money back for that.
I will say just on that is that right now, there are some tax things that went into place a few years ago where most people are not getting tax deductions for buying a home unless it's $10,000 or more. But those cuts are set to expire in 2025.
Hmm.
What?
Yes. So most people will then, unless they make changes, they'll then be able to go back and start to then deduct interest.
That's trifling. Fixed payments. When you buy, you have fixed payments unless you have an adjustable mortgage, but you do have fixed payments for a certain time. Your rent can change. Again, we talked about that earlier.
Yep.
So, yep. So those are the pros and cons. All right, somebody read this right here. This
Okay.
is oh, who's that?
Me.
This this is this is what someone posted in our group a while back. And we discussed it one time before, but let's talk about it again. Somebody, whoever that was, you can read it.
Okay. Hello, all. I'm new to the group and I'm about to take the journey into home ownership. I'm in the preparation stage, very beginning, and this is also overwhelming. I'm paying a pretty penny in rent and I'm sick of throwing my money away. It literally feels like I walk my money to the trash can. Secondly, trying to find someone or a program who doesn't seem shady is another obstacle. I know this isn't going to happen overnight or yesterday, but the feeling it will never happen is growing. But the minute I can't pass go, help.
Amen. So yeah, this is somebody else, and we get a lot of calls and we get a lot of emails about people who feels frustrated and they're overwhelmed with trying to buy a house and they're tired of paying rent. They're tired of their landlord. They're not fixing stuff as fast as they should, and they feel like they can get a lot more money for what they're paying. So today we're also talking about the do's and don'ts whenever you buy a home. But let's talk about this message one more time. So she says there are programs out there, you guys, and we just discussed a program not too long ago. There are programs out there with rent to own. There's a program that Takia, I know you said that you guys have been doing it in your area for a while, and I used to always talk about a program as well. But now there are two programs that I do know of that allows you to rent to own. One program you need to make at least $30,000 a year. The other program, you need to make at least $50,000 a year. One program, the minimum credit score, is it 540? The one that I shared the other day, is it 540?
I think it was 550 for that one.
550, and the
Mhm.
other one is 580. So yeah, they do have programs. The application fee is kind of like a rental application fee. One is $35 and the other one is free. So there are pros and cons. There are programs out there, you guys. Just inbox us and we'll be glad to help you and kind of guide you on that. There are coaching programs that help you get right for the home buying process. That's part of one of these rent to own programs. So if you're thinking about rent to own, inbox us, contact us, and we can walk you through it. Okay. All right.
So I
So
want to say the other thing, as far as rent to own, or sometimes people feeling overwhelmed. I think it's because they're trying to figure out, okay, what program do I do? What do I do here? What do I? But we're the professionals. Let us
yeah.
help you. So we're here to. You don't have to decide on what loan program. Let me do that. Let me look at what your situation is, and
Mhm.
then I can guide you as to, okay, this is going to be the best program for you. The same thing for Jesse and Takia is You don't have to figure out all of the things about the real estate transaction. That's what they do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And those are the pros. That's one of the pros and cons of buying a house, or one of the do's that you should do. Stop trying to figure it out on your own. That's what we are here for. You have a loan mortgage officer, you have a loan officer, whoever you guys are, and we're realtors. It's just so many names. I'll just tell you.
That's why we need people to help you pay for the house.
Those are money guys.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So that's one of the things that you don't take in account all of your options whenever it comes to buying a home. Shop around for your mortgage. Don't just start with the first loan officer. Do you guys recommend that? No.
I would rather be wanted. Like, I mean, nothing wrong with needing, but like if you choosing someone, find out what's available to you. And you know, I'm one of those people who just want to educate you, help you along the way. Like, if you don't choose me, I feel good knowing that I can say, hey, Erica, I know Erica does the bomb diggity, this type of loan, and she can get you going. Like, it doesn't have to be me. And if you find people that can help you along the way, especially like, you know, like you and Takia, y'all know different lenders, but some of them may not have the products that they need. And I don't mind. Like, I'm one of those people who be like, look, Erica is a bomb diggity. She got that over there. You can get 3.5% with Erica. That's cool. I just want to let you know that there is options, and you don't have to stop at the first stop on the bus or train or whatever it is.
Absolutely. And I will agree with that. I sent some business to Samantha, you know, here lately. Saw some people looking for some things, some products that she had, was like, hey, Samantha's going to be your go-to person for that. But the other thing is that a lot of people go to their bank because that's where they're used to going for money, but they may not have the best programs. They may have some additional stipulations on their loan programs that that I may not have, or Samantha may not have. So at the bank, they may say, well, you got to have a 700 to buy a house through us because that's what their investors have said. But when you don't have investors like that, then you can go with, okay, well, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac said that you can, or FHA said that you can go as low as a 580 or a 500.
Definitely. Okay, awesome. The next thing that people don't do is they don't consider the cost of their other costs outside of their down payment. You know, you got your homeowner's insurance, your maintenance, your HOA association fees, your closing costs that may eat up your savings, and it may not leave any money in your emergency fund. Y'all want to piggyback off of that? No? Have y'all seen? Y'all got any stories?
Yes. I have a good story. It's a weird story. I have an older gentleman who is doing his home through a VA loan. And with those, you know, you can borrow money for your closing costs if need be. But he had about $2 in his bank account, you know. And I was like, hey, there's nothing wrong with buying a home, but we need more money. But he was able to find it. Like, he built his credit up in the last couple months because he's getting a house built. And he's 65 years old buying his first home, y'all. But he did not think about, hey, I might need this. So I didn't pay appraisal. So his wife is going back to work, just FYI for everybody, because she needs to get some more money before closing. But he didn't think about that. But we did give him hope, and he is able to devise a plan to move forward because his house is not closing for like 5 months. But he can make that money up. But he didn't know he needed it.
I love that story, though. He's 65 years old and buying his first home.
I love it.
Look at this. My eyelash about to fall off. It's still a tear in my eye. That's so
65. He's a veteran, you guys.
I think that's why we all do what we do, in order to be able to help people, you know, people like that. Because, you know, that makes you feel great when you know that you got this person to the closing table. That, you know, they went somewhere else and they told them, well, no, it's going to be 2-3 years before you buy a house. And then you're able to say, okay, well, you know, if you really pay off this, or if you do this, like, we can come up with a plan, and then you're able to close on a house. That is like one of the greatest feelings.
But see, that's the issue also with a lot of older people. And I'm not going to say older because they don't have to be 65. A lot of people always assume that they have bad credit, and their credit is not that bad. They're thinking about from 10, 7, 8 years ago or whatever, and their credit may not be bad. And this is why you need to come to us, a loan officer, a realtor, someone that can guide you on buying a house. So, yeah.
Well, you have to remember this is our job. So this is, our job is to walk you through the process. We're gonna hold your hand. We understand this is you haven't done this before. We've all been doing this for however many years we've been doing it, but we've had several transactions. So we've had the people that have, they're on their sixth house, and then we have people that are, like you said, on their very first house and they're 60 years old.
But be honest. You got to be honest with us, you guys. You got to communicate because we are here to help you. We're not here to hurt you. We're not on the other side. We are on your side. So, okay, if you're working with a realtor, they are there to help you, especially if you have something in writing or an agreement. If you're working with the lender, they're there to help you as well. We're not here. We're not against you. Okay.
We're a team. We're all a team in this.
Yes.
Right. Especially building those relationships. I mean, your realtor, I'm not selling realtors today, y'all, but your realtor normally knows people who they can trust, who they understand, who they know understands them and their clientele. And they're not some fly-by-night Joe that just put up a link on some website. So you can trust them because you have vetted them as a realtor for the most part, vetted them, seen what they do, see how they handle your clients with diligence and care. And so that's why I would say, talk to your realtor about who it is that you might be considering or what you might be considering, because they know options. You don't know. This is your first transaction or 6.
Mm-hmm.
I hope all y'all have like 80 transactions at least this year, but y'all have about 80 a year. So you've been more experienced and you're there to help and guide. Even if they don't end up buying a house today, they may be a client for the future or they recommend somebody else, So I would just say start there and work with people and trust people a little bit more because they know a little bit more, have been a little bit more experienced and understand the process, especially choosing the right folks like Jesse Lynn and Takia would be when you start with realtors.
Exactly. So the next issue is they don't get a home inspection. And this one right here.
Whew.
I don't know what to say. Your daddy, he may has been in the industry for 30 years and they may have experience in this and all this other stuff. But if your dad is not a home inspector, you guys, please, Lord, please get your home inspection. Save money for it. Do whatever, but get your home inspected, please.
Even if you're getting it just for information purposes, get an inspection so you will know exactly what's going on with that house.
And I would say even if it's a new build, you still want to get an inspection.
Definitely.
A lot of people also don't know the difference between an inspection and an appraisal. So the inspection tells you the issues with the house. The appraisal just tells you what the house is worth.
Ding, 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 ding. All right. Another thing is many home buyers, they don't fully expect that their home will appreciate in value. So we've been talking about this all day. What is it? What's the word?
Say this is the market. A coworker person bought a house at the beginning of last year. It may have been 2 years ago, but the house was about $300,000 at that point. Had an appraisal within the past 2 months. That house is now worth $500,000. Because when you think about it, how long will it take you to save $200,000?
Exactly.
Be about to die, killing yourself, working 3 jobs just to get
it. Exactly.
Another mistake a lot of buyers are making is they're waiting on the market to change.
Well, a lot of people do. Well, they say, well, I'm gonna wait on that. There's gonna be a housing crash, and I'm gonna wait on that to happen. And I think they're thinking about the whole 2008 thing, and the situation is different. Now we're talking about an inventory issue, whereas then we were talking about affordability, all of those things. Now you have too many people. Well, all these people looking for a house. I think I read a statistic yesterday that said there is 0.4 months of inventory left in Wake County for all the people that want to buy.
Yeah. We need inventory, y'all. All right.
10 days of inventory. That's all we got.
All right. And before we go, you guys, one last thing. Did we miss anything? Did we miss anything on the pros and the cons and
we did miss something.
What's that?
The first thing we missed was they got to consult you, of course. What you mean?
We can talk about that all day.
No, we didn't miss anything though.
Takia, you got anything you want to add, sweetie?
No, I'm good.
All right, so this one right here, this is another one, you guys, and a lot of people don't realize what PITI is. Let me back out, because I've gone in a few groups. I've seen in a few groups a lot of people like, oh God, this just don't even make sense. Something's got to be wrong. They see their mortgage amount is like $800, but then their payments is $1,200, and they don't understand it. So let's talk about it. So who want to read? I guess
I can.
Okay.
I just want an understanding of how the mortgage for different people and different lenders went up. I received a letter about not enough money in escrow. I know I was paying a little more each monthly payment until the pandemic hit. I had money in my escrow when I purchased my home, but paid the minimum payment when the pandemic hit. Listen to coworkers that had the same thing happen. It seems off and just like BS. I just want to know what's really going on.
Anybody want to raise their hand?
Sure, I'll talk about it. A lot of times your taxes and insurance has increased. Just like when you get your car insurance, your car insurance may be one rate for a while, even though you haven't had any accidents, nothing has happened, but because the rates went up in your particular county or in your zip code, you now have to pay more for that. They reevaluate real estate every 8 years for Wake County. And so every 8 years, they're going to say, okay, let me see how much this house is worth now. And so now I have to collect more money in order to be able to pay this.
Yeah. And sometimes they can do it as early as 4. So yeah. All right. So anybody want to discuss PITI? And you just pretty much talked about it. So what is the principle, you guys?
The amount going towards the amount of house that you owe. Wait, I'm saying that backwards. Principal is the amount off the actual loan that you're taking off every month is what the principal is.
Okay. Interest?
Interest is how much you're paying to take out the loan.
That's the extra stuff that makes that little amount that you're borrowing kind of roll over into 30 years. In the property taxes, this is what Erica was just talking about, your taxes and your insurance. These things go into your escrow account. For those of you guys who's wondering how did it go up or how I didn't have enough. All right, what's taxes?
So those are your property taxes.
Okay, and your insurance. And explain what their insurance is real quick, and then we'll go.
That's your homeowner's insurance. That's to say that in the event something happens to your house, like your house burns down or, any of those things, this is what's going to pay to get your house rebuilt. Or, if a hailstorm comes and your roof is damaged, this is what's going to pay to get that corrected for you.
Right, like car insurance. How much is going to pay you to replace your car or replace your house? Especially with things going up, that number may change if the cost of wood goes up to $300 per piece.
And whenever you buy a house, your mortgage company, they're going to require that you get an insurance binder. So this is what this is, you guys. And it also depends on how much your down payment is also. I've seen some people do refinances just so they could drop those last two things.
Actually don't drop those last two things. That's generally your private mortgage insurance, which is something different.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me, hon. Yes, ma'am. Any more questions out there in the land of the living?
Not what I can think of. Just keep working on your credit. Pay your bills on time. That's all I have to say.
Even if you don't feel like you're ready credit-wise, let's have a conversation. Because when, a lot of times you have people trying to pay off stuff by themselves and say, well, I'm trying to fix my credit. And now you've paid off things that you didn't necessarily need to pay off. And that's money that could have gone towards your down payment.
All right, you guys. Thank you for tuning in today, you guys. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Hey, Takia.
Yes.
Are you getting any snow?
Oh my gosh, yes. We are supposed to get some snow tonight and into the morning. Where I am, they're talking about we'll probably get like around 4 inches or more a little bit. And then closer up to DC and stuff, they're talking maybe about 1 to 2 or somewhere around there. So yeah, we're expected to get snow. I'm a little excited.
Look at my face. We had our snow for the year. We don't need no more. But
it's supposed to snow tomorrow.
I was excited last week. We're supposed to get a little bit. I was thinking that we wasn't getting any because all week it said snow, and then for Saturday, and then this morning I woke up and said we're getting snow at 1:00 in the morning. Have y'all seen that?
I have not seen that.
Yeah, we're supposed to get snow, y'all.
Ugh.
Yep, 50% chance as of last night, but I have not checked today.
But
Stop
at least we're
before
not
you milk.
getting a blizzard like Takia is. So, you know.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna be a blizzard. They always say in
What by North Carolina standards, that's absolutely a blizzard. Everything is closed here, where y'all still keep moving. But North Carolina standards, no, we don't operate. We closed.
No cars on the road. Nothing. Go home and sit down and read your books and call your realtors up while you're in your spare time at home.
Look, we were talking about the bread and the eggs and all the other stuff. Somebody commented, I didn't see it over here on this side because I accidentally posted on my page. But they said that their grandma back in the day could do a whole meal without any electricity. So it is possible, you guys. It's possible. That's all I'm saying.
A hot dog on a candle.
We ain't bringing up old stuff. We talked about this last week, and I was you were here, so we ain't even gonna bring up old stuff, Samantha. We ain't.
I'm saying it's possible. I'm just saying I just know one incident where it was possible. That's all I'm saying. One incident where it's possible.
I don't need you judging me. I don't even need you judging me.
I'm
You're about to go.
Listen,
Look, that was very resourceful. That was MacGyver. MacGyver is
I got $1 million ideas, honey. Don't be judging me. Now, when your lights go out, let me know how that hot dog on that candle tastes. Thank you.
it's gonna taste good. It's gonna taste good because my hot dogs are fully cooked already, anyways.
That's what they say, but it's cold.
I know.
That's all right. Listen, we're gonna work it out either way.
Amen.
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 We'll
Corner.
work it out.
Hallelujah.
All right, that song just came in my spirit. All right, we gotta go, y'all. All right, y'all. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. My name is Jessie Lynn. I'm a triangle realtor with A to Z Realty. You can reach me at 919-818-9854. God, I forgot my phone number. Erica.
And I am Erica Batts with New American Funding. You can reach me at ericabats.com or 919-608-7916.
Samantha.
I'm Samantha Harding. I'm with Mortgage Solutions. I can always be reached at 919-374-0260.
Takia.
Hi, I'm Takia Ward with Keller Williams in the Maryland, D.C. area, and you can reach me at 240-513-7996.
And you can reach us at the Clubhouse, www.thehomebuyersclubhouse.com. You can find us on Facebook at homebuyersclubhouse.com. And we are working on a new Facebook page. I'm trying to get it right. So yeah, so we can share some stuff. But anyway, y'all can find us on YouTube. You can find us anywhere pretty much. Homebuyersclubhouse.com. Y'all have a safe weekend. We'll see you guys on Wednesday at 12:30. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.